Greetings, Swabbies. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Shadow Gambit, The Cursed Crew, Episode 2, Cursed Duo. So anytime you unlock a new character, well, I'll read this first. Before you take a new character on a mission, you should train them in Marley's Hold. So that's exactly what I was going to say. Anytime you get a new one. Also, there is some other stuff to do. So in this case, Afia can talk to Sulady with some banter to get to know her. So let's do that first.
So how did you become the Marley's ship doctor?
You could say I grew into the role. Not having any of that, eh? Oh well. I came on board right after I broke into the library of Soulspire Academy. Didn't really get along with the big heads there, so I took what I could and legged it. The Marley happened to be in port, so I snuck on board and hid below deck.
In my experience, one does not sneak onto a ghost ship undetected.
I came prepared. Soul masking leaves, entrancing pollen. Managed to hide for weeks down there, even from Estelle.
Were you found in the end?
Nope. One night, I snuck up on deck for fresh air. I saw a skelly, cracks, and dark spots all over it. Recognized it at once. Black brine. Lethal sickness even for the undead. Half the crew were already infected. I knew I could cure it, but not without giving myself away. So I snuck into Mordecai's cabin, sat on his chest, put a blade to his throat, and made him an offer. I would cure his crew if he let me stay on board. He had a good laugh right there. Told me if I could fix his crew, he'd make me a ship doctor.
That's one hell of a job interview.
Quick and sharp, just how I like it.
So that's how she joined. And then keys 1 and 2 allows you to pick who you want to control. So let's go talk to Estelle,
I like
the little monkey on deck, and go do our training. Also, there is chatting, banter between Sulady and Marley. So this is easy to miss. When I first started playing, I just sort of did all of the actions with Afia, and totally failed to notice that other characters on the deck had like banter and options and things like that. So we'll do this banter as well.
My soul surgeon and keeper of the plants.
Hi, Marley. How did things hold up while I was pearlless?
I must inform you that both crew and plant health have greatly deteriorated in your absence.
No surprises there. Otherwise, we wouldn't need a ship doctor in the first place.
I always assumed a good doctor aims to make herself obsolete.
Not on this bloody ship. Without me, the crew would literally fall apart. Gonna have to figure out a way to make the skellies more robust. First of all, I'm gonna do an extra round of checkups on the entire crew.
Good idea. There have been a few new arrivals. Best check on them right away.
Nuh-uh. This is going to include you as well, and you know it. Why don't I start with you first?
Gladly. Though I'm just noticing that the tarantula palms in the sick bay are minutes away from dying.
I told you, you can't... Wait, my tarantula palms? They took me ages to cultivate. I gotta run. This plan's growing on.
All right, let's do the training. That's right over here.
Oi, Estelle. Take me down to the training deck. I can't spare the energy to grow bananas right now. Fine. Soon as the sick bay is in order, I'll plant some seeds. Now let's head down.
So the idea here is this ghost ship has like infinite ghost decks, and only Estelle the monkey kind of knows how to get around. So Estelle is like the guide for the underdecks. So here is Sulady's training.
Incoming!
With cover seeds, Sulady can create a bush at almost any location. The bush serves as cover, but can also be used to cleanup tool to dispose bodies. Create a new bush will remove the old one. Use cover seeds to create a bush that serves as cover, allowing you to get past the enemy without being detected. Select the skill by pressing S and then press left mouse on the location that you want the bush to appear. But you can't make bushes
Cover seeds.
like too close to enemies. So I'll show you that. See the little red circle? You can't like bush and a person.
Let's cover this.
So summoning a bush within the line of sight of an enemy will sort of alert them, but not enough that it will reveal your location or anything like that. It's just like a, hey, what was that type of reaction. Because this is a training, I'm not going to bother killing all the guards.
Making bodies disappear?
Instantly grow bushes on top of bodies with cover seeds to make them disappear. This only works for dead or tied up bodies.
I'm still not entirely sure how you do it.
Sorry, trade secrets.
So, bodies go poof.
Oh, this is fascinating.
Use cover seeds to create entries into locations that are being watched by guards. Create a bush at the top of the ivy so that Sulady is hidden when she climbs up. So here, as you can see,
No cover? Easy thing.
this guard is staring at the top of the ivies, but now I can climb up with the bush intact. No problem.
Working on it.
And then these training rooms
I know right.
are completed when you get the key. So this guard right here had the key.
All right, easy fix.
And if you're wondering, the guards constantly will say, oh, I don't remember there being a bush here, or, oh, we'll just burn that later. Things like that.
I've prepared another training room and a little test should you feel up.
Who's paying these guys? These guys are a figment of imagination. These is a training room, so it's all virtual. Think of Assassin's Creed, you know?
You made a
All right, so this is... The way the tutorials work is each tutorial will introduce you to one of the two abilities that a character has, and then there's a challenge which incorporates them both and offers you no guidance. So this is about Wonderdust. Use Wonderdust to make the guard turn around and walk away. By selecting, pressing D, you can use cover seeds to get into a better position. So... Oops, too close.
Let the leaves cover all. Watch me go. Swift shrub coming through.
So here, as you can see, put the bushes in such a spot where I can easily crawl to it.
Like
And then I
leaves in the
can
wind.
use Wonderdust to make him wander backwards away from me. Making it very easy to either kill him
You wanna hide, yeah?
Let me return to my post.
or just hide again.
This
And
plan's
get past him.
growing on me. Ha! Works even better than expected. I'll just note down some ideas.
How's this
for the next
compared
one.
to Shadow Tactics? Well, it's the same developer as Shadow Tactics. I didn't play a lot of Shadow Tactics. I would say on normal difficulty, it's probably easier than Shadow Tactics because of how much synergy the abilities of your crew can have. But I like the development. I like the character development because Shadow Tactics had less of it, I think. So use Wonderdust to make the Acolyte move out of sight, and then Sulady can attack him when he's not being watched. Whoops, I didn't mean to sprint.
Sends you away.
So there, I just sent him behind cover,
Yeah, let me out.
and then let her rip.
Food for the vines. No, you do it. Treatment.
Here you can see the view angle. Hey, it's a golden skelly.
I'm not doing that, matey.
The viewing angle of this guard.
Take that, thank
Can't
you.
see me.
Ha, I have just.
There is a, and I'm probably not going to do them all, but there is a, Easter eggs where you kill all of the golden skeletons. So, this is me killing one of them. Where I Wonderdusted that skeleton towards the cannon, triggered the cannon, and blew him up. And that was the Wonderdust room. So then let's do the challenge room.
This is fascinating.
That will be last. Hey, buddy. So the challenge room is no guidance, and it just incorporates both skills.
Working on it.
All right, so I need to kill that guy with the key.
This is your ultimate test? All right, let me at him. Watch me go. It's all in the
Bullshit.
So in a case like this,
walking is good for you. All right.
the guard on the other side is watching the guards, so I have to wander him out of the way. I'll just drop a little bush on him. Another thing worth mentioning is that the acolytes are very easily wanderable, but these guys are commissariuses. They are not. So the commissarius will not like abandon their posts as quickly or easily as the acolytes. So abilities like Wanderlust don't really work on the commissariuses.
Oh, I like that. Too many weeds.
Go ahead, report it. Also, if people are missing from their standard patrols, people can be alerted. So I didn't leave a body behind, but the commissarius was expecting a person being there, so then he went on a high alert because he's like, hey, where the hell is the person that's supposed to be standing here?
Plans growing on me.
All right, so in this case, let's just analyze this real quick. So we have one guard looking this way, this guard looking that way, and then this guard here. Probably the easiest way to do it is to drive this guard, this acolyte, this way. To the bottom left.
Coming right up.
So that we can gank him. So that'll be my first move.
Wanderlust.
Oops, and I got seen. I went too far into his cone of vision. So let's do that again.
Oh,
I needed to time it with these sways.
Watch me go.
Why don't I walk this way?
Oh, he didn't walk very far.
Easy fix.
Wandering anymore?
Yep, not far enough for me to kill him because he ended up hitting against the barrels.
As many as you like. Let's
So what I'll do here is I will
unchecked. Well now.
I'll put bushes down so that I can have greater freedom of movement, so I can really wander him the direction I want.
Oh, yes.
There we go.
Little stroll.
Strange.
And now,
I know right where
no one can see him die.
One less to worry about.
All right, that's one down. The next easiest one to eliminate would be this one if I wander the top center one out of the way, I would say.
Oh, this is fascinating.
So I'm going to put bushes there, which is going to freak them out for a minute.
I do like this so far. Oh?
Headed into the bush.
Wanna go somewhere else?
Send that guard wandering the opposite direction. And then drop a bush on the corpse.
Blows from the air.
Let me return to my post.
Incoming.
Strange. Even the weeds conspire against us.
Alright. Then the last one. What I could do here is wander this acolyte and go against the commissarius.
Working on it. They grow from the soil. So
I'm going to set a bush there. I'll save first just in case I screw this up.
Spreads unchecked.
Where I tell them to wander backwards.
Why don't I walk this way?
Go for the commissarius. And then drop a bush on myself.
Swift shrug coming through. All right, easy fix.
And the body is gone.
Let me see your soul.
Gratuitous violence, unnecessary to kill them, but yeah, it's still fun, even if they're virtual. And we're out. Challenge is done.
This plan's growing on me.
And then once it's done, extend the steps. Tutorial's over.
Ship Doctor. The Skellies will have readied your sickbay by now. Return to deck. Well done. Now we must make plans, Afia Manicato.
Okay, so Afia needs to talk to the Marley.
I'm glad to see Zulady back on her feet. Alas, I can spare no more soul energy.
We'll manage. 2 cursed pirates are a force to be reckoned with. Speaking of, I was wondering what my position in the crew should be.
That depends on your qualities, Afia Manicato. Measured by your outrageous cut, you'd have to be the captain. And you are not the captain.
All right. How about the navigator?
I can find my way alone. Why would I need a navigator?
I can lend a hand. Chart our course. Choose our landing. I've learned from the best.
Interesting. Very well, navigator. Come to the map table in the captain's quarters.
Aye.
So the map is up here.
This map will show every island we can visit. Right now, we are limited to Morrow's Reach. Chart a course there, navigator.
So this is a ship needs a crew, and the information about the quest will be in the top right. So it has a vigor boost of 3. Before I go into that, the game doesn't really fully explain. Vigor boost is up here. Right now I'm 6 out of 25. And when I get up to the first vigor, what we'll be able to do is improve one of our abilities. So Afia, if I use the vigor point on her, gains the ability for Grand Blink, which increases the range and has no line of sight restriction, but it can only be used, I believe, once. And then once per deployment. And then Sulaides is the ability to have Wonder Dust Reverse, where instead of sending an enemy away from Sulaides, it will draw them closer. So, as you unlock Vigor, you'll gain the ability to improve your abilities, and there are other ways to gain Vigor besides just doing missions. If you leave crew out, they will build up Vigor points, and then when they're used in a mission, those Vigor points will be awarded. So there is a little bit of an advantage to go... you can have up to 3 crew later on, but there's a little bit of an advantage to only picking 2 out of the 3 crew, because if you run with a smaller crew, the people that are left on the boat will also add to your Vigor gain. So if you want to risk running 2/3 of a crew, I would not advise it on every mission. There's some missions where you absolutely need 3. It's impossible to pass without 3. But on some missions, it's doable to run with 2. And I'll be giving you guys the choice of that. Then this is time of day. It's daytime, so it's going to be a little bit harder to hide. Duration medium. So different missions will have different durations. Crew size is 2 for this specific one, and Afia is required. Sometimes they have requirements. So let's go and do this.
We are back at Morrow's Reach.
So, how did I fare on my first assignment?
Your map pointing was very accurate, Navigator. Now, to the task at hand. You 2 will land by boat and rescue the crew. Their corpses are being put through the rite of punishment.
Ah, yes. Standard Inquisition hospitality.
They can still be revived, but we must save their bodies from the Maiden's fire. Before that, though, we must find ourselves an exit.
We won't return by boat.
Unnecessary. All we need is a tear into the below. One of them has appeared near the crew. A Custodes is keeping it sealed. Take him out, and I will summon an exit. Once that is done, we'll discuss further plans. Now, give me a moment to choose your landing.
That sounds suspiciously like your navigator's job.
Ah, very well. Choose our landing, Navigator.
So before a mission starts, you can choose the starting location. You can select any of the available landing spots in the overview map. So in this case, there is only a singular one. It's the Ballista base. But in a lot of the islands, you'll have 2, 3, possibly even 4 points that you can start on. And you can also, in this map, see who's here. So all of these yellow arrows are just acolytes and Custodes, and then there's special enemies up here. These are Kindred. I'll get into that later. But obviously we're going to do the Ballista base. That was the only choice. And then selecting the crew. So I could choose to go Afia only, but I'm gonna bring Sulady with me. There's also a random, which will just like randomly assign crew as well, if you want that weird challenge. Certain crew have incredible synergy with one another, and then also as the game informs, you generally want at least one person that can climb ivies, you want one person that can swim, possibly, you want definitely one person that can patrol change,
Like I
so on and
said,
so forth.
You won't need it.
I believe this is the moment where I admit that I can't swim.
Ugh, another drowner in the crew, hey? Don't worry, I'll take a swim and let down that rope ladder for you.
Much appreciated.
So this is an instance where
At your
Afia literally can't go anywhere. Around her, as you can see, is a ladder that is not deployed, and there's nowhere for her to go, so Sulady has to go into the water and swim to deploy the ladder for her.
This plant's
Otherwise,
growing
Afia
on
would be stuck.
They grow from the soil.
A little souvenir.
You wanna hide, yeah?
The weeds conspire against us.
I don't think anyone is looking at this
This was stretching.
acolyte, so I'm just going to gank him.
Little stroll.
We should have burned the thing when we had the chance.
That is not fast to decide. You're fast for a plan.
Let's cover this up. Here's your ladder, Madame Drowner.
Ever tried swimming with a sword through your chest?
I'm half plant, girl. Do you think I'm happy in salt water?
Well, I prefer to be dry. I'll be there soon.
You can select multiple crewmates by holding right mouse and dragging a rectangle around them. So you can select 2 at once, as you can see. Or 3, however many you have.
Anchor in the sea.
Standing around.
A nice ball.
Press Shift to enter Shadow Mode. During Shadow Mode, the game is paused, and you can plan 1 action per crewmate. Once done, hit Enter to instantly execute all planned actions. Press Shift to leave Shadow Mode and execute your plan later. So, I will demo that.
Oh, more
If
time
I
trickery.
hold Shift right now,
Aye, helps a lot when we plan our
I can say, hey,
Try it out.
I want
Take
Afia to
the
kill
next
this one,
together.
and Sulady to kill that one. And I can either hit Enter right now and have them execute it, or I can hit Shift and have them execute it later.
Working on it.
So if I take a look at the view cones, I can just gotta get real close, and then hit Enter, and boom, they're both dead. A really good way to have simultaneous takedowns.
Up we go. A bush for hiding.
Let's
Souls
get
from
moving.
the air.
Straight to the point.
Guards can see better during the day, which makes it impossible to hide around in a crouched view cone. However, some objects like bushes or fences are high enough to cause the view cone to be partial, dark, and striped. So these objects can be used for cover. Same principle applies when your crewmate is on higher ground than the guards. So if you're above, they won't be able to see you either.
Remedies for the dead. No cover? Easy fix.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Itch high. Holes from the ground.
Let's
So this is a good synergy where Afia kills one and then Sulady just bushes it
My soul is
immediately.
razor sharp.
And with this bush here, this guard can't even see me.
Unshackled.
Lady at the ready. Do like this so far.
Your soul is free. Enjoy. Let's get this over
Ocean
with.
is a
What
valid
ails your
spot to
soul?
put the bodies where they won't be seen. It just makes them disappear as well.
I gotcha.
So you don't have to necessarily bush them. You can just huck them in the water. Like that. All right, let's save and see what this
Your
tells
help
me.
is appreciated.
The view marker shows if the spot is watched by guards. So this is something that's very useful. If you hit K on any point in the map, it will show you which guards are looking. So like right in this spot right here, there's this guard, and this guard that are all looking at this one spot. So it allows you to sort of, one of the real ways to use it, I mean you can use it however you want, but one of the ways that I like to use it is to mark people that I want to kill and see if they're being watched by anyone. So like this guard right now, not being
Here's
watched
the
by anyone.
custodian
He's outside of
generation.
everyone else's view cone.
So he's been put there to contain the tear.
The
This
Inquisition
commissarius
seeks to
patrols
see who tears
back
into
and
the
forth,
below.
left and right,
Futile
around this guard.
task, of course.
So as soon as this
Thanks to the
commissarius
curse of
leaves the
souls.
area,
I think
jumping
they
this guard
relish
would be
futile
a valid thing to do.
Through
or
the
jumping the one that's on the ledge
blink.
as well.
Eye.
So boom. Guard killed. And then before the corpse is discovered, drag it back into the bush.
Oh, I can grow lots of things. Ha, I have just the thing.
Was that here before?
If the
Never
lost
mind.
soul flees the holy fire,
My soul is
And this
razor
commissarius is stupid. He didn't realize his compatriots are dead.
where it shall remain.
Now, up here, as you can see, this is dark stripes, where this guard is. So dark stripes means that while standing,
one less to worry.
I would be seen. But now that I'm crouched, I won't be. So when that commissarius comes back,
Let's stretch
he won't
those
see me up there. I can also
Visitor Ignatia
hit
has
K
given
and
us
see that this
our
commissarius is being watched by this
With
acolyte. So I can't just
utmost
jump him,
dedication.
if you're wondering.
Opportunity comes.
But that's a good example of the dark stripes versus
No second thoughts, eh?
filled in.
Let's get you somewhere else.
Oh,
All right, and I'll also demonstrate how you can't really wander a commissarius.
Leaves in the wind.
Why not use my power?
So this commissarius turned for a minute and then was like, "No, I'm not going to leave my post," because he's a more of a veteran unit.
Pirates.
Let's get moving, eh? Aye.
All right, next ones I probably want to kill is maybe this one here. I don't think he's being watched by anyone. That's going to be an easy kill as long as I time it so the commissarius doesn't see him.
Freeze.
What ails your soul?
What do we have here?
Done.
Heave ho.
Ever play Styx? I have, yeah.
Find its way.
All right, the next one maybe will be this guard. I don't know if anyone watches him. Okay, so he gets watched by this acolyte up there. As you can see, he's covered by the view cone. So the way to do this would probably be to have Sulady wander dust him into the bushes and then Afia jump him.
Walking
Like
is good for you.
this.
Sends you away.
Once rid of
Never look back.
must be
Consider it done.
Oh, but then I got saw by the dude doing maintenance. So then I can hit F8 and just
accursed pirates.
reload,
Many as you like.
because that was not obviously properly planned.
Getting somewhere.
You have an eye on
Remedies for the dead.
The same as before, come
A memory imprint.
I could have also, in that case, used
Freeze. I'll be there.
Afia's time pausing. That would have been useful as well. So let's think about it a little bit better.
find its way.
If I time pause, the other thing I could do.
Smell of oils
So where is this? This one is not watching, but is. So I think probably the way to do it
work most
instead is have Afia waiting in this bush right up here
Always move forward.
to jump this guard as Sulady
Once rid of its
tells
foe,
the guard
must
that's
be
watching this one
unfrozen.
to move away.
Rounds of death.
Oops. I exited the bush.
I like these odds.
Ugh, leaves are itching.
Have you ever?
Working on it.
So we'll do that in just a sec.
We should be finished here by nightfall, if not sooner.
So that would look something like
our best, Commissarius.
this.
Let me just take notes on that one. Coming right
My
up.
soul is razor
Flame
sharp.
guides me this way.
Straight to the point.
So the guard that was watching just buzzed off,
Particulars
and Afia killed
Get you somewhere.
and dragged the body.
What's the
Ah, let's stretch those roots.
And here's an instance of this commissarius
break, are we?
wondering why
What ails your soul?
Why don't I walk
This plan's growing.
the guard left
What's
their
in it
post.
for me?
So it isn't the case where they never notice.
Send them on their way.
wondering anymore?
But unfortunately for this commissarius, he wandered right into Afia's trap and is now dead. All right, taking a look at this guard here. He is not being watched by anyone.
Consider it
Oops,
done.
no, not Afia. So, lady, you go do this one.
Try this fruit. Let the leaves cover all.
Swift shrub. Let's see
Coming
what's
through.
out.
And then in this case, this tear is covered by the custodes, so I can just stun both of the other guards around by killing the custodes and triggering
Somewhere else.
them to go
Need
comatose.
something, matey? Yeah.
Opportunity
let me at 'em.
calls.
Hey, Grey Hermit.
I like it already.
Thank you for the resub. So this gateway is a portal back to the boat.
Oh, I like that.
And then there are two of our allies that are here
No second
that need
thoughts,
rescue.
eh?
But let's investigate the portal.
Oh, is that our exit?
I, a link between the tear and myself, leading through the below.
Don't worry, Navigator. We use these all the time. Haven't lost anyone down there yet.
Nobody will get lost today either. Now rescue the crew and bring them through the gateway. Gael, John, and Quentin are still in the area. Pincus and Teresa have been brought here, no doubt because of some convoluted rite. Pull them from the fire and carry them to the exit.
All the way, eh?
Chin up, Navigator. If things get too heavy for you, you still have me.
Don't worry. I'll pull my weight.
All right, so we have a new objective in the top right to rescue everybody.
I like it already.
So here is Quentin and John.
Let's get moving. Heave ho.
Oh, I see.
The treasure hunter returns to me. The shipwright is out of danger.
Oh, this is
At
fascinating.
your service.
Do I know about holding control? What about holding control?
What do we have here? Let's get you some.
To automatically carry, you mean?
Canoness is safe now.
My soul is razor sharp.
Okay, so we have 3 of the 5 already. And the remaining ones are over yonder and are being threatened with
Hey,
being
Marley,
torched.
How come Toya and me got left behind? Did Ignatia forget how to count?
She found something here. A riddle that will lead to the captain's treasure. Apparently, it mentions 5 of Marley's crew. We will find this riddle ourselves, once the others are safe.
So in this instance, the commissarius watches this guard, so I'm not going to be able to get that guard easily. The commissarius doesn't leave their post. So the best way to do this would be to drive this guard
Never look back.
somewhere where it's vulnerable and not visible. Now, another thing I could do is I could use the view cone here, because this wagon makes it
What's
not
in it?
visible, and drive the guard into the wagon. The other thing I did is I ran by and
They shall
made noise and left footprints in the sand, luring it towards the beach.
You need a patch for that chest.
So you can also use noise and footprints. Here, I'll show you footprints again. You can use noise and footprints to your advantage because guards will sometimes investigate. The same is true of putting out torches. So not all torches can be put out. If it's torches that are like white light, it means it's lit with Maiden's Fire. Maiden's Fire
Now we're
is
getting
not
somewhere.
extinguishable. But regular torches are extinguishable. I'm wondering if there's... I don't see any torches on because that's kind of a nighttime thing.
No second
But that's another
thoughts, eh?
mechanic to think about as well.
Remedies for the dead. Strange. All right.
Easy
Heave
fix.
ho. Let's see what's out there.
Take a walk.
Let's get moving, eh? Consider it done.
6 grams of death root, 2 drops of moonshine.
What's in it?
Heal the body, breathe the soul.
Let's get you somewhere else.
Can I throw them in the fire?
I don't think so.
No. Okay. Whatever. I'll throw them over.
Always move forward.
Out you go. And here is Pincus
Standing around, catching. Let's cover this.
and Teresa. Pincus is the spy and Teresa is the sharpshooter.
I have just up we go.
At your
And I'm not
service.
rescuing them. Well, I'm rescuing them, but they're not... They don't have black pearls, so they're not going to be alive or anything like that. But here's the... if you're wondering, here's the walk speed difference of Sulady versus Afia. Sulady is faster, but higher profile.
I do like this so far.
Never look.
The quartermaster rejoins us. The sharpshooter is back on deck.
All right.
That was the last.
Good. A relief. Now, Let us seek the clue that the captain left behind. I spied ahead to the island's heart. A pair of Kindred are conducting research there.
Ignatius's personal agents. Suspicious, eh?
Agreed. We must learn what they know. Take them down and scour their notes. Remember though, the Kindred souls have been conjoined with Maiden's fire. Death cannot hold them as long as one remains standing.
Aye. We take them down together, or not at all.
The sharpshooter is back on deck.
Aye.
Alright, so we rescued the crew, now
Let's
we need to
capture
go
this
find
moment in case our
clues.
plan fails. A treasure clue hidden among ruins. Mordecai was a romantic.
Oops. I thought if Zulady was crouched. She was not crouched.
I like it
I just put her in a bush,
A treasure clue.
and she was just like
hidden
standing
among
there,
ruins.
like, oh, yep,
Mordecai was a
it's chill.
romantic.
Yeah.
The
We
difference
follow
is
the rules half
the
across
dashed
the Lost
versus
Caribbean,
striped.
ready.
And as usual, Ignatia is a thorn in our side.
Is it true? She's the one who burned Mordecai's sword.
Aye, she has taken the captain from us, but she will take no more.
I
The
am
treasure
just the
is
thing.
meant for us, and we will pry it from her.
Another thing
scorched
is
hands.
look for opportunities to use the environment. So like 4 people would be very hard to kill under normal
I'd say that's an
circumstances,
accident,
but very easy when you just go plop.
I like the way you think,
And smush 'em.
Navigator.
Watch out below.
Why put a crane here anyway?
Let's not question the grand design.
Treatment's ready.
Personally, I like dissolving corpses, even though there's not going to be a patrol that comes by down back here. But out of sight, out of mind. Got a badge for it.
Let's get
Oh,
moving, eh?
I almost missed you.
No
Little acolyte.
second thoughts, eh?
Sophia normally cannot blink upwards, but she can in the circumstance that there's an enemy above.
Ah, let's stretch.
But if I was to just try to do a normal blink up there, it wouldn't work now,
Through the below.
because it's no line of sight. So because she had a line of sight on the person, the guard that was up there, that allowed me to blink.
Well, well.
Useful to keep that in mind. It's very situational.
Hey, I can see the Kindred up on the cliff.
Try this.
Easy prey
first.
if we strike together.
Good thing they're high up and not in the water, eh, Navigator?
Not letting that go, are we?
Oh, this is fascinating.
All right, so the two that are right in the middle here are just watching one another,
Coming right up.
so that's not going to be too hard to dispatch, I don't think.
My soul is razor sharp. Aye.
Why must you start with that now?
So in this case, I'll use a
Stand ready.
shadow mode attack.
I never forget.
Attack and blink.
Now we're
Oh,
getting some.
oh, no problem.
Let's get you somewhere else.
No, don't look at me. Stupid guard.
Need something, matey.
All right, I didn't know which cardinal direction I was going, but I guess we'll go east.
Opportunity calls. Straight to the point.
A wise decision.
So here's a case where they
6
are.
rounds of death root, 2 drops of moon.
It's kind of like a triangle, and they're all looking at one another, right? So another
This
thing to do
plan's
here
growing on me.
is to have Zulady go up top, where she'll have some pretty good vision cover,
Like leaves
and then
in
she
the
can
wind.
wonder dust individuals away, so that they are not on proper patrol, like this.
Let's see what's out. Always move for heave ho.
Walking is good for you.
Oh, I see.
It sure isn't it?
Let's send you away. All right, easy fix.
The flame guides me.
Too many weeds here.
What do we have here? Ooh. Your soul is free. Let's get you somewhere
Oh,
else.
I'll have to note that down. Up we go. I do like this so far.
All right.
3 little cuts.
So in that case, he like kind of saw me, but not long enough to alert anyone. And
What
Zulady,
ails? I gotcha.
did Zulady knock him out? No,
Oh, no
she killed him.
problem.
Into the water.
What's in it for me? Never look back.
Oh, I like that. Let the leaves cover all.
Probably have to wait for this guard to pass by.
Cover this up.
What do we have here?
It's one of those cases where I don't have a line of sight for blink,
Neither to me,
so I wasn't
I
able to
promise.
blink them.
I'll be there soon. There's our Kindred, and there's their research table.
Leave one Kindred standing, and they'll revive the other. So it's a good thing there's two of us, huh?
No second thoughts, eh?
Ugh, leaves are itching.
My
So here's a
soul
little
is
info about
razor
Kindred.
sharp.
The Flame has forged the minds of Kindred together. You need to take out both Kindred simultaneously, otherwise they will revive each other again and trigger the alarm. But they can be distracted like normal acolytes. They're not like Custodes, which are distraction-proof. So you can tell them to, like, go wander or whatever.
Where will my feet take me?
So as you can see, I've just wandered that Kindred.
Did the rite of patrol lead me astray?
Yeah, let me at him. Need some cover?
That stone.
Oh, this is fascinating.
Yes, I know.
No cover?
I'm not going to be able to put cover seeds here. Oh, it turned around. That's going to suck for you, little Kindred.
Ha, I have just
So now we're in position to strike both Kindred at the same time. As soon as this one turns around. I don't want to be caught by that guard.
standing around.
It's also possible to tell the guard to, like, buzz off. But it's better for him to just patrol away.
Treatment's ready.
What are you contemplating, my other?
The view
Here we go.
only hurt a bit.
Sky.
So Lady kills you,
The design.
and Afia kills you. There's a little red line here, meaning that there's not proper line of sight, but as long as it's within about a second of each other, it doesn't really matter.
Now
So the
we're
slight delay is not going to be a big deal here.
Hey, don't
I
let the
got you.
flame get you.
All right, easy fix.
Opportunity. Heavy. Well, well.
All right, time to eat a corpse. Woo! And we need Ignatius Notes, which is right here.
Ritual notations, corruption tables. Hard to find anything here.
Let me take a look through your eyes.
Oh, this feels different.
There, a letter bearing Ignatius' signature.
Listen to this.
All pieces that fit the riddle's wording are to be sent to New Crockbury. My representatives there will be entrusted with the original text and will inspect all findings made.
No Crockbury, eh? I'd say we know where your captain's message went.
Aye, Navigator. We must head there at once.
The twirling books are tutorials.
That's how it's done.
You two have done well. Now, return to
These tutorials when you click on them.
Oh, yeah, cozy little place, New Crockbury. Wonder if they're still selling those little seeds.
the Inquisition has claimed it now. I doubt we'll do much sightseeing there.
At least not the kind where we're noticed, eh?
So I think it's probably worth me triggering an alarm just so that you guys can see what it looks like. So I was last spotted here on the center of the bridge.
What's in it for me?
And what will end up happening here is 3 guards usually will converge upon the alert point. In this case, because possibly from terrain or whatever, it doesn't look like the guards are converging. But usually it's like a trio of guards will converge upon your point. So it's not like game over getting spotted or whatever. It will cause a spike of guards to arrive at your location and start opening fire on you. One thing that you'll see on the left here is green circles around our names. The green circles are our hit points. So we can, if we want, to go loud essentially and just start to use firearms. And we have a certain amount of bullets, and you can gain more bullets from ammo chests on some of the maps. There doesn't seem to be ammo chests on this map, but you can have multiple bullets. So if you really need to go loud and you need to duke it out, you can, and start firing. But of course, you can see the sound radius. When you start firing openly, it makes a lot of noise and draws people in. And then the guards will start shooting at you, and after you get shot 4 times, you get knocked out, and you have to be dragged to the exit to win.
This plan's grow back to the mark.
And it's also possible that the guards will knock you out and then exterminate you as well. Get into that a little bit later. But there we go. Morrow is done. So Afia got most of the kills, but I definitely used the bush cover a lot, so that was useful. Thank you for tuning in to Shadow Gambit, The Cursed Crew, which originally streamed live on Twitch August 22nd. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community, Rhadamant.com has a link to Discord, as does the description in this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow pirates,